Studio 108 community. I am so glad that you clicked in today. Thanks for following. I'm here with Rob Fellinger, and Rob is a community member regionally here and spearheads a very interesting and exciting opportunity for kids who have different learning and physical issues to come to a summer camp and learn to ride a bike. Rob, why is riding a bike so incredible?
Well, it's just a rite of passage. You think of the independence and freedom. We're working with a group of community members that don't typically have those freedoms and have that ability to just let the wind go through their hair, so to speak. And it's just wonderful to work with this community.
Right. And so the kids that are learning to ride a bike really benefit, but tell me a little bit about like what the parents see and feel.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's what got me hooked originally. So
Yeah.
the first time I was just a volunteer at this camp about 12 years, 13 years ago. And the first kid that got up on their two wheels towards the end of the week, every parent in that room started crying. And I might start crying myself.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
I'm kind of emotional guy. But it was amazing. You just see the struggles and the fights that some people have to do. We take it for granted how fortunate we are.
Mhm.
And you think that everyone's got it going pretty well. You know, we're all doing the best we can, but you just see the fight that they have, and it was amazing.
100%. I don't know anyone who doesn't really remember as a kid learning to ride a bike. I mean, it's big.
Yeah, it is. It's just so free. Like you just
Yeah.
get that huge smile on your face, and you know the kids are screaming out as they're riding, like, "I'm riding a bike! I'm riding a bike!" You know, it's just so exciting. Um, but I think what the specialtiness about this is when you learn to ride a bike, you get those training wheels on, and you are so stable on the ground. It might as well be a tricycle, and
Yeah.
you don't learn that wobbling's okay. And these specialty bikes that we have brought to town for these camps teaches the kids that it's okay to move back and forth a little bit. That's all part of the process. So if you ever ride a bike, you realize that you're shifting side to side. But the community that we're working with freaks out. So they take off that stability and then, oh, like, oh my gosh, and they just, fall and they,
Yeah.
throw it to the side, and then it gets frustrating.
Yeah.
And as you know, having people that are cheering for you that aren't just your family sometimes makes it a little easier to learn something tough in a classroom or
Yeah.
in
And
a
I
community.
think for anyone, like for any kid growing up, you don't know if you can do it.
No, the confidence,
Yeah. It's just like such a huge
yeah,
hurdle.
it's a building skill, no doubt that you work your way up. That there's stepping stones to the process.
Okay, well, we're gonna unpack the whole program.
All right.
I'm super excited about it. This is really good. Okay, so the name of this program is I Can Bike. And here's a little flyer. If you're on the YouTube, you'll see we have them at the studio. You can come in and grab one, or you can head to the website, which is icanshine.org. And so tell us about the organization. Tell us about how you got connected to that and how this came to be here locally for us.
Sure. Well, I Can Shine is the national organization. So they travel around the country with their specialty bikes. They have over 100 camps. They've taught over 20,000 kids how to ride a bike over their time since 1999. There is an engineer, and I have to look up his name, sorry here.
That's
It's
okay.
Dr. Richard Klein invented these bikes. And basically the way the bikes work is on the back of the wheel, instead of a back wheel, they have what's almost like a rolling pin. And this rolling pin, as the kids learn to practice, you keep taking them off and put another one on, and the ends taper. So you find that balance point. In the middle, you got a balance point, but you're able to wobble a little bit from side to side. So the kids, between dedicated practice every day throughout the week, and just feeling that it's okay to move a little bit to the side, you're not going to fall. It's going to be all right as long as you're keeping your speed going.
Right.
It develops into something amazing. I Can Shine started with just the I Can Bike, which is the bike program, and from what I understand, they have an I Can Swim and I Can Dance program now as well.
Wow, that's exciting. That's super exciting. I was an ultra cyclist, so I've spent a lot of time on the bike, and I don't think I ever like cognitively thought of that. But I do know that even like on those skinny race tires, as many miles as I've ridden and as able-bodied as I am, like when you tip over, you do get like a
That little moment of panic.
yeah, you do get like a sensory.
And that's where our kids sometimes lose their patience, right? And they
Yeah.
like, I can't do it, And I think that's the brilliance of the name, that I can do it. It just takes some practice.
For sure, 100%. So how old is this program in the city of Cleveland?
And we've been doing it in the city of Cleveland for 12 or 13 years, something like that.
Wow.
We started off with a friend of mine has twins with cerebral palsy, and one of her sons had the physical abilities to learn how to ride a bike, but they were struggling like so many families. So she did a whole bunch of research and she found this program.
Go mom.
Yeah,
Go
exactly.
mom.
She's dynamic, amazing lady. So my man brought this camp to Cleveland. She just went out on a limb. She booked them and she's like, I'm gonna figure the rest out. And that's exactly what she did. So I bumped into her and she said, I need some volunteers, Rob. Would you come on out, help me find some other people? I need people to run with these kids on the bike, to walk with them and run with them and encourage them. Just fill the room with positive people. And I was fortunate enough to be a part of
I
that.
can't stop smiling. Like, I'm so excited because I know I'm going to volunteer and I'm going to be a part of your camp week this year.
You're gonna love it.
And I'm so excited at the thought of just being a part of this, I don't know, developmental celebration. Yeah.
It's so neat to see the community come together. So it's a variety of pieces. You got people who are able and willing to donate their time. Talk about you got families who are in need of activities and cool things for their kids to learn rite of passage, and you got people that are kind enough to donate money, to pay for the camp.
Yeah, through threads.
Yeah.
So I believe you guys started actually in the Heights.
We
Your
did,
first location.
in Notre Dame College. They
Okay.
were so amazing to donate their space to us. So we were there for up until COVID, so about 10 years or so until COVID. And then we unfortunately had to take a couple years off. And then we ended up in Independence by a local parent. I had to answer the phone and let this poor parent know that I have a 3-year waiting list and that you just have.
Wow.
She's like, well, what can we do? And I said, well, I've been on the look for a couple of years now for a bigger facility. As amazing as Notre Dame College has been to us, there are some space constraints, and we can only have 25 students. Out here in Independence, you have this huge field house that you guys have been so willing to share with us. This is our 2nd year out here, and now we can have 40 students. So I mean, that makes it tremendous.
Pretty much doubles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we feel so fortunate that we are able to use this space and that the community is willing to share it with us.
Yeah. So you guys, this is going to be happening right here in Independence, which is why I definitely wanted to have Rob on for the conversation, because I'd love to, well, I'm going to volunteer, but you know how I am. I don't do many things alone. Like, I like to bring along my friends.
Come help us, please. We need more.
So come help us is like the cry that's going out. The week is June 2nd or 12th to 16th.
Yes.
But can you tell us a little bit more about how we can get involved? Like, what does volunteering look like?
Sure. So the kids come in session. So I said we have 40 kids in this year's camp. So that means we'll have 5 sessions of 8 kids. So ideally, I want at least 2 volunteers per child.
Okay.
Up to 3 would be even better.
Okay.
And we just need to fill the room with positive people. And what you need to be able to need to be positive. You need to be able to move, to walk and jog a little bit. And that's what's great about having a couple people, because frankly, we get a little tired, right? I'm getting older and I can't run all day like I used to when I first started doing it.
Right.
So it really starts off with walking, and then we're doing some jogging, and you pass out turns.
Yeah.
But being encouraging, being consistent, the
Sure.
ideal,
Gosh.
the ideal volunteer is someone that can come at that same session time. So you come for an hour and a half all week. So if you sign up for the 8:30 class, you're there for an hour and a half, and then you come back the next day at 8:30. So you build that relationship with the child. So you be matched up with the same child every time you're there.
Yeah.
So that way they know they come like, oh, Rob, how are you? It's so nice to see you. You start to learn about you. Then you build that trust and that confidence, because you're asking kids to go out on a limb, to do something that frankly feels a little scary.
Right.
So you got to build that relationship.
What ages are these kids?
We asked that they have to be 8 to start, and then the oldest we've had is 28.
Wow.
So typically they're the 8 to 15 age group is the majority of our kids, but we've had adults as well.
How exciting!
Yeah, it's super fun.
I know, and they have an I Can Swim program.
Yes,
I don't want to take anyone's spot, but
that's one I should. I was a swimmer all through college. That's probably the one I should volunteer, but that wasn't the one at the time. It was the one that fell in my lap.
I love it. And you draw kids, families from all over the region?
All over the region, far west side, far east side, and then everywhere in the middle. So yeah, there's another camp out of Copley, and that's really the only other one in town. So it takes a local volunteer, so just a local volunteer, a teacher and shaker. And you just need someone in town that's willing to bring them in and find people, find
And
helpers.
June 12th to 16th, like, teachers are out of school, so maybe
That's
you
how I
kind of
plan it.
snag a couple, that's how you plan it.
We'll usually out of my
The
building.
kids are out of school, so that helps. but
Absolutely, and it's always our goal to try to do it as early in the summer as possible. So
Before everyone travels.
Because like anything, it takes practice. So even though we might get them up on two wheels here, if they don't practice, then starting the next day and going on out and transitioning from us helping them to their family helping them, obviously those skills don't get cemented.
Yeah.
So the more you can get out there, the better. So we want to do it. Unfortunately, our window of nice weather in Cleveland is not always as long as we'd like.
Right, but this is indoors, this is rain or shine indoors.
Rain or shine indoors, but we transition outside the last couple days of the camp. So the
Okay.
first week of camp, we get these specialty bikes. And then towards Wednesday, some kids on Wednesday, some on Thursday, and some just on Friday, we transition onto the two wheels. And then you cover a little more ground, so it's nice to be outside.
Yeah.
We've only had 1 year that we've had bad weather. One session of 1 year, I should say. So we've been amazingly lucky. Someone's looking out for us.
Yeah.
That we've been able to do.
You got the big umbrellas, guys, saying, don't rain on my kids.
Exactly. I've been out there with a leaf backpack blower blowing puddles off. Just trying to make it as smooth as possible, the transition. And then when the kids go from us to the community, we always recommend a big parking lot and things like that. Build confidence before you start navigating around town.
Yeah, that's super cool. I see your budget on here. How can people help?
Well, if you wanted to make a donation, we do have some corporate sponsorships and individual sponsorships. Most of the time, I'm hitting up people I know, and but we're always willing to get some money our way. So what we're fortunate enough to do, our total budget is roughly $13,000,
which is really irresponsible.
Yeah, we're streamlined
for sure.
But what I don't include in that budget is we always find a way to buy a bike for a kid that doesn't have a bike, provide a helmet for a kid who doesn't have a helmet. If their bike is the right size, the proper type of bike, and it needs some work, then we'll put money into that bike to make sure that they are coming away safe and with the best thing that they can have. And we also provide scholarship. We don't. The families are cost $150 to participate in the camp. And we are frequently given scholarship money and or reimbursement money at the end of camp, depending how our donations have gone.
Wow.
We're pretty streamlined.
You're very streamlined, but you're also very generous, and you're looking at the whole picture there. And it's a lot of ways for people to step in.
Yes.
So like not everyone can step in with time.
They
but if you can step in with a few bucks, it adds up.
Oh, absolutely. The vast majority of my people that are donating are $50 to $100 range. I am fortunate to have some corporate sponsorships and organizations like Kiwanis in Cleveland, who we just kind of stumbled across, and now we're kind of on this mission together. And it's been amazing. It's just wonderful to see how the community comes together to help out.
I love that so much. All right, last question. For you personally, like in your heart and in your soul, like what's this mean? What's this about? What's your message that you're living?
Oh gosh, I think it helps put things in perspective. How fortunate me and my family are, and I'm fortunate to have time being an elementary school teacher. I have some time, and there's passion in it, and you just got to figure out a way to spread that passion for others. I never would have guessed that a Mike and Bike was going to be that thing, but it turned into it, and I'm just so happy to get back to the community and get back to people and help inspire the kids and also the volunteers. I always get a little teary at the end of everything of how thankful I am for people to give money or time or excitement to just spread the word. What you're doing right now is it's just amazing. Everyone's capable of doing a little something to help the world swim, and hopefully I'm doing my part to do that.
Yeah, you're a joy bringer. Yeah, isn't he? Don't we like him? I know. Thanks so much for being here, Rob. We appreciate you so much. I can't wait to see you, and I can jog behind my little friend and cheer for the kids.
You're gonna love it.
Get them up on two wheels.
The people that come in to volunteer, like, I'm a little unsure how I'm gonna help, and they leave at the end like, oh my gosh, I am moved.
Best week ever.
I am moved by this, and what can I do to help out more next year?
Yeah.
So, come on out, please help us.
Come on out. Okay, we're gonna have some Studio 108 presence there, and we're just gonna support this community and all these kids and Rob in bringing this into the world. So
thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate your time.
Thanks for following, you guys. Click away, like, comment, share. We appreciate your support. We want to keep doing this for you because there's so much going on out there that's really worth talking about. And yeah, we're going to keep good things happening.
I love it, thank you.
Namaste.
Thanks, Mel.